And dude, we are live. What is up, everybody? How you guys doing today on this Sunday afternoon? And what an honor it is again to have my man Eli Black back on the podcast. The last time we had a chat was earlier last year after the Loudon Classic. So yeah, man. And as you guys already know, Eli actually co-hosts with me some, which is an honor. It's always an honor to have him on. So big things in 2024. So you guys keep a lookout. And yeah, dude, Eli, what is up, bro?
Just living the dream. How about you, man?
Yeah, brother, man, same here. Just living the dream. My son actually for once stayed the night over at one of his buddies' house. So me and my wife watched a movie last night and just hung out because we don't ever get no just me or her time. So it was nice. Um, so yeah, got up this morning, looking forward to this podcast and having you back on and having this chat, bro. And as people know, I actually met Eli in Jersey this year. That's where I met pretty much everybody. And man, what an honor it was to finally meet everybody, right? Dude, you, Eli, dude, everybody. Jackson Blackman. I mean, dude, the list goes on. And your dad, bro, was magical, dude. I love your dad. He's so fucking awesome, bro.
He's a character for sure. That's why
Uh,
everyone loved him. Can't not.
yeah, I mean, as soon as I met him immediately, we just instantly hit it off, and I loved it, dude. It was good stuff, good stuff. But Eli, man, so let's get into it, brother, man. You're down in Florida, uh, having a blast coaching, right, with Chris Gladden. But we'll touch on that here in a minute. Let's pick it back up after the Loudon Classic. Uh, what happened after that?
Um, just really was the Loudon Classic was a high point of the year for sure. Kind of was my first ever 600 race with some pros, and showed up. A whole bunch of big dogs showed up, and I wanted to protect our home turf, and I tried my hardest, and I was able to get top five, and it was an awesome race. Well, weather was a little, but it's all good. I love myself some rain, and yeah, it's after that I really was just focusing on. I had two Motoamerica rounds planned. I was going to do the Pittsburgh and New Jersey rounds, so I was able to go out, do that, finish the season of the Niemer series that I raced, my local series, and yeah, I was just racing as many weekends as possible. I think last year I was able to get in over 30 weekends of racing, between woods racing, road racing, doing anything humanly possible just to stay on a bike.
Yeah, man, and bro, Jersey was phenomenal for you, right? I was glad I was there to see it in purpose. For those that were there, man, what a show! It was raining. Obviously, Eli already said he loves the rain, and he proved it in Jersey. It was a great weekend, man. So let's recap on Jersey, man.
Yeah, Jersey was it was good. I went there 2 weeks before to test at the CCS round, so we got an idea of like we got really me and my dad. We over the last few years we've been dialing in on me learning setups and learning how to like change suspension myself. So it makes our job a lot easier because my dad's a jack of all trades. I don't use the word master mechanic that often, and I use it very rarely. And it could be a little biased, but my dad is a master mechanic. There's not many people better than him. You know, there's parts where like obviously everyone's gonna have their flaws, everyone's gonna have their moments, but it's like my dad doesn't really have many of them. Maybe like the quick stress wrenching. Sometimes he used to be a little bit jittery with it, but now he's getting better with it. After his incident, it took him a little bit to get back to where he was, but my dad's just one of the best out there, and so it makes my job easier knowing that every single time I'm going out on track, my bike's gonna be dialed, and if it's not dialed, I have someone I can go relay info to. That's my dad, and dude, just have the thing just get perfect. So me and him went to Jersey 2 weeks before. I raced my 400 there. We got a good suspension, And on top of that, we also raced. I raced my R6 for the first time at Jersey, so I was able to hop out there. Um, Pretty competitive. I didn't really get much time on the bike there. I only did like 3 practice sessions and 1 race, just because I wanted to focus on the 400 because that was obviously my main focus for Motoamerica. But yeah, I was pretty competitive. I wasn't too far off Joe Lamondre, who that's his home track, and he rides 600 all the time, and Joe rips. So I wasn't too far off him, and during the race it kind of sucked because I lost my knee slider first lap, my right knee slider, and that track has a lot of rights, and I wasn't gonna blow a suit just trying to race a 600 as club race. I wasn't gonna take that risk. So I definitely was fading off a little bit time wise. I wasn't where I wanted to be, but I still got some seat time there. I but yeah. Over. I'm back.
Nice. We didn't catch hardly anything you said because you were breaking up pretty bad there.
And it was nice. Just sorry, I'm in the Florida. The Florida service is not treating me well right now.
No,
But
it's just not.
yeah. So we had Levy. No, it's not Levy, Yondell, Matt Chapin, a whole bunch of Moto America kids wrote Jersey. There, just so it was nice to kind of see where we were at. We were running some good times, and yeah, I had a whole bunch of confidence coming into Jersey. So I went in there. First practice was a little weird. We miscounted our front sprocket, so I was running a full tooth shorter on the front. So I was hitting rev limiter at the in 6th gear at the finish line. So that was just not fully ideal, but I was able to still probably I forgot I was probably like top 6, top 7 with that problem. And yeah, just got into qualifying, ran a good time. It was on my birthday. So qualifying, I finished 5th. And I think I was only like 5/10 off the front. And I knew the rain was coming. And I had a feeling, I came into that weekend, and a whole bunch of people are asking me like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with me? Why am I acting this way? And it wasn't like I was in a terrible mood. I was there for one job. I got a chance to come back this year and race Motoamerica, and I took a year off. I had a chance to come back, and it was not a do or die, but it was for me. I treat it like it was, because I know I'm getting older. I'm not crazy old. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm old, but I'm getting older for the sport. Opportunities are far and few. So I knew if I wanted to really make my dream come into reality, I really needed to start grinding down and really, going fast, because what I've done in the last few years was okay, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. So yeah, I came in and I was just there, and I was there to win. There was no doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to either be on the podium and get my first podium, or I was going to be able to top step. So yeah, I came in, and then we had rain in the second qualifier on Saturday morning. I've never been to Jersey in the rain. I've seen them race in the rain. I know it's pretty slick there. So I had that in the back of my head, but the Motoamerica rules, it says that for a rain session, if it's declared a wet session, we don't need tire stickers, because we get allocated 8 tire stickers for the weekend. So I didn't put them on for qualifying, and they stopped me at the pit out and said you need tire stickers. So I guess in the rule book it says for a rain race, if it's declared, you don't need them. So that was a little confusing. I had to run back to my pit, find a stand, clean off my tire with some type of rag, brake cleaner, something, so the tire sticker would stick on. And yeah, was able to go back out there. I lost probably about 10, 15 minutes doing that. And went back out on track. I know, so the Dunlops, if people don't know, the Dunlop Rays are great, but they have a break-in period. So you have to scrub them in for probably about 2 or 3 laps. So they're a little bit slippery for the first 2-3 laps until you scrub them in. And I did that. And by my second lap, it was my first full lap. And I look up my pit board the next lap, and my dad has the pit board. It says P3 -2. I'm like, I'm just scrubbing in my tires. I'm not even like riding hard. Next lap, I put in another lap. P1 +1. I was like, there's no way. I went out for one more lap. I was like, all right, I'll do one more. I'll do an actual like lap where I'm riding pretty good. Put it out again. P1 +3. And I was 3 seconds clear of the whole field. And, I pulled off right there and then put my bike in the stand and said, I'm good. That's, I knew it before the session, and I was just so happy to finally get done for that qualifying. Obviously, it doesn't make a difference for the grid because we had faster times on Friday in the dry, but that's just a confidence boost right there. It shows, I don't know. Some people know I like the rain, but that showed everyone. I don't mess around when it comes to rain, and that's the only thing that did suck about that weekend. I did win both races, which was awesome. But
uh-oh.
hold up, I'm gone. Am I back? I'm back. I knew I had the pace to win in the dry on Sunday. Oop, hold up. Am I back?
You broke up there for a minute. What up, Cook? How you doing, buddy? Kelly Thompson, what is up? But no, you actually broke up.
Yeah, no, I knew that. I could see it on my camera. It was loaded. So yeah, no, I wish it was dry for at least one of the races, just to show, because I knew I had the pace to win in the dry, or at least be competitive for the podium. And I just kind of I'm very hard on myself mentally. I've always been, I've not struggled with it, but I've always been like that. And I really wish I had a dry, win, because, sure, rain is the great equalizer, but I don't want to be it's cool to be known as the rain guy, but I want to also be known as the guy that can win in the dry. It's cool and all that I can go out and ride in tough conditions, but it doesn't matter, not every single race is going to be a rain race. That's sure, when it does rain, I know I can do it, but it's what if it doesn't rain? I'm not going to have rain every single race. And if I did, sure, that'd be great, but that's not how life works, So I kind of want to be known as a guy that can do both. I've always been when I do Motoamerica, I try to be as competitive as possible. I've always tried, for the last few years I've done it, I've been a top 10 guy, but top 10 is never good enough. I'm never happy with a top 10. At first, my first ever top 10, that was cool. Great. I want a top 5 now. First ever top 5, cool. It's great. I want a podium. And, it was just after that first win on Saturday, it's kind of sucked because I didn't really get to win the way I wanted. I didn't get to see the checker. So between that and just, that pissed me off enough where I was like, dude, I didn't get to see the checkered. I didn't know until they pulled me in the park for me that I won.
Yeah.
Come on. I want to see the checkered. So that pissed me off enough where I was like, no matter what, I don't care. I'm doing the double.
It was confusion that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
But, I kind of beat myself up on that. But Gus Rodeo, my friend Gus, he was like, dude, stop beating yourself up, bro. You literally just set a Motoamerica record. I was like, what do you mean I set a record? He was like, dude, that's the biggest gap in Motoamerica history. And I was like, that can't be it. We haven't fact checked it, so don't take that 100%. But I don't remember any races where the gaps were that big.
Yeah, I don't either.
But obviously, it would have been that big if Avery and Levy didn't crash because they were keeping up. They found some good pace. But I take it. It does suck that they crashed because people will always come around and say, "Oh, well, they just crashed." Yada yada yada. Like, dude, I take it as a compliment. They crashed. They couldn't hang on.
Yeah.
Avery and Levy are both amazing riders, but obviously Avery's crash was a little weird. That last corner sucked.
Yeah.
So his crash was a little weird, sucks. But I take it as a compliment. That means they were pushing that hard to keep up with me, and that was just my cruise control pace. That was awesome. I felt really good. It was and that's what a lot of these guys, especially in the Junior Cup, because a lot of these kids don't have a whole bunch of rain experience. Being from the Northeast, we have a whole bunch of rain, and I would always go out and ride in the rain, coach in the rain, do whatever I want, whatever I could just to get out in the rain because it's fun. It's different. It throws it up. Yep. A lot of people don't like it because I can't run my fast times. I can't run PBs. Yada yada. Like, dude, it doesn't matter. You're learning. No matter what, you're out there in the rain. Doesn't matter if you're not going to go fast. If you don't ride, then you're not going to be doing good in the rain when your race happens in it. So, yeah, it's Jersey was awesome. Definitely got my fire back because after Pittsburgh, I was not losing hope. I've never done good at Pittsburgh. I've never done good at Pittsburgh. I don't know what it is. I just can't get my head wrapped around that place. So after Pittsburgh, I was like, dude, I got to do this. Like, me and Barcon, Team ECB and Barcon came together for this year, and Colin and my dad gave me a shot to come back and help me. And dude, I'm just not making a fool out of it, but it's like, this isn't what I was here for. I want to prove to people that I can do something.
Yeah. And you did for sure. Saturday, you mopped the floor, right? And then Sunday, nothing changed. I mean, bike set up, nothing. You just went out there and.
Sure, I didn't even. That's another thing. These guys are out here. I guess just from having all that rain experience, I guess I know it's just like these guys are out here, and as I said before, you're putting on like these tires. They take 2-3 laps to scrub in, and I look out on the grid, and for Sunday's race, and there's a whole bunch of people with brand new tires on them. Like, dude, I know, like it's not what you do. I ran the same set of rain tires in Q2, race 1, warm up, and race 2. I ran the same set of tires the whole entire day or the whole entire weekend.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's, if you treat them right, they can last a long time. I know people that run rain tires for 4 years, especially the dumbouts. You can run them for 4 years.
That's crazy.
It's just, you got to treat them right. It's like, if you overheat them, then you're done. It's done. You're never going to get that tire. You're never going to get that life back in that tire once you overheat them.
That's a fact.
Well, I kind of, I used my rain experience, and, obviously after the race, we did the burnouts and destroyed that tire, but it would have been kind of cool to see what that tire looked like after riding it for 4 sessions.
Yeah. No, you're right. And then, so Michael Hading says, very good attitude. Keep it up. Absolutely. Absolutely,
Thanks,
Michael.
Thanks.
Eli. I was going to say, Eli is the man, and I met him in person, and it was just nothing but positive vibes. Everybody in the paddock. But yes, speaking on it, bro, like, in order to race in the rain, obviously you got to have a softer setup, right? That's where also you get your feel from. But knowing that you can go in there, race the same tires the whole weekend and just murder it like you did was it was magical to be there, especially in person. person to see you up there on the podium, your dad, bro, all the emotions. It was, I love it. Nothing's like it, man. It's not to see a father and son in there on the podium, all the emotions coming out. It was fucking proper mega, Eli. It really was.
That's the thing. I don't chase. I chase. It's hard to say. It's. I'm trying to explain it, but I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. I don't chase like results. Sure, I want to do good, but like I don't chase the result itself. I chase what comes with it. Like that win. When I look back at that, I don't think about the race. I think about what happened right after. Me and my dad are very emotional, and a lot of guys are always taught not to be emotional. You don't have feelings, yada yada. Like me and my dad, we're softies. It's okay.
Me too.
But it's like the moment, like I've had people come up to me like, dude, if I do something amazing that I've worked hard for, I'll fucking cry.
Yeah,
I'll cry.
Absolutely.
It's you work so hard for something that like if it came easy to you, then it wouldn't mean anything. It's just you work so hard for a feeling, for something, and the feelings just I express them. People come up to me and ask me like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you crying? Why are you mad?" Yeah. I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm like, these are happy tears. Like that's not a thing. Like, yes, it is, dude. Like, dude, crying is like whatever. You can call me a bitch for saying it. I love happy tears, dude.
Yeah,
crying
me
after
too.
doing something amazing is sick. It is the best feeling ever. I chase it. That's I wish that, dude, I wish I could recreate moments like that all the time. But that's what makes them so special.
Right.
Me and my dad just did right after that race. That's what I work hard for every single day. When I'm riding and I'm down in Florida for a month right now, training and working every single day, riding, putting hours on the bike, even though I don't want to all the time. I'm chasing that moment between me and my dad. Because, between everything that he's done for me over the last however many years and how he's raised me, that's all I want. It's not to repay him. He doesn't care how I do. Obviously, it's cool and all if I can do good. But to share that moment, even though I don't have a kid, I feel like sharing that moment with your kid that you've put so much time and effort and money into is just a magical moment. It's just something that obviously I know he enjoys and I enjoy. So it's like, I don't know. It just gets me. I get goosebumps thinking about it all the time. I watch back those races all the time just to see that moment.
Yeah, listen, I felt it. I was there, I seen it, and you're right. There's nothing like I have a son, Rossi. Everybody met him, and man, yeah, the moments that we share and we have that moment together. It's the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, even winning the lottery, whatever it is, nothing will ever replicate that or replace it. And you're right. When those moments happen, you got to cherish them because obviously they don't happen all the time. Yeah, and then, dude, Sunday too, same thing, same emotions, man. I honestly think that I saw, I don't want to say more raw emotion, but it was a greater feeling Sunday because you did back to back, right? And it was just like, because I was watching your dad when you pulled in, it was instant, just boom, the floodgates open, and it was just, bro, the energy was magical. I was like, holy shit, this is what it's about. This is what our sport is about right here.
It's really I can't even. It's hard for me to talk about all the time because not a lot of people talk about it. No one talks about emotions. Everyone that talks about it's either to a therapist or someone else. Like, dude, it's just amazing. After seeing that's what I worked for, that checkered flag. As I talked about earlier, I saw that checkered flag, and that was just, dude, I was out of that last corner. I was screaming in my helmet all the way down the line.
I bet.
Jazzed up because I saw it. I didn't see it the day before. I was just confused and hoping that they didn't make me restart that whole entire race again, or at least finish out the race.
Right.
So, that's where that emotion comes out. And it's between that, seeing my dad, obviously I wish that um, the guy who was like my second father, Scott Brody, was still around for that. Because,
Yeah.
he was always the one saying, "No, dude, just don't give up. You have it in you. You have it in you. Like, you cannot give up on this.
Yep.
Like, I see that you have the potential. You have to find your moment." And just wish he could have been there to see my moment. Because
Yeah.
I know he's looking down from above, but it's not the same.
It's not. You're right. It's never the same. But yeah, bro, I feel you on that. It's Scott was an amazing human being. Never actually had the chance to meet him in person, but we were friends on Facebook and all the love and support that everybody did. You already knew he was a special human being. Um, so yeah, man. Yeah. So,
When you
dude,
have people,
go ahead.
I was saying, when you have people flying around the whole entire country that is not your family, not your bloodline, to your funeral, you did something.
Yeah,
When
absolutely.
when you have a full block filled with people there for you, that's that's that shows your character. It doesn't matter, that's the worst part. Not the worst part, but that's the real part. No, you don't know what you mean to people until you can't tell anymore.
Yeah, that's
And
it's a,
you
yeah.
know,
You're right. I think
so
it's it.
you gotta try.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
I was saying it's just that's why my dad's always taught me. It's just like, dude, ever since I was a little kid, why do you we would go over just in the winter, it's snowing. You're out there. We stop at someone's house on the road. Go shovel their driveway real quick. Why? Because you can. So you don't know who that. I don't know who that is. Doesn't matter. They could be your age. They could be older than you. They could be older than me. They could be in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter. Why do we help? Because we can.
Yeah.
And you gotta create those relationships. And luckily, I have a part of my dad in me where I I love having conversation. I love being a people person.
Yeah.
So it's just having those connections is what keeps me going every day.
Yeah, you're right. The connections out. Obviously, you met me too, right? So I'm the same way, man. I love helping
Good.
people.
Oh
I
yeah.
it's very satisfying, And you're right, dude. That's mental health is something that's not very talked about very much, right? And you're right. It is okay to cry because hey, I'm a softie, and I was always a softie, but I was never really a big crier until my first dog passed away. And after she passed away, man, it was like I'd be watching a movie. I never cried before, and all of a sudden I'm back there bawling like a baby, right? Yeah, and especially since my son was born and coming to this world, I turned into uh yeah, I cry during Disney movies sometimes. And I'm like, well, what am I doing? Right. But it's listen, it's okay to cry. It's okay to show your emotion. It's okay to talk about it. People need to talk about it. I'd rather you call me at 4 o'clock in the morning and have a conversation than yeah, go to your funeral. Right. So yeah,
Exactly.
mental health is very
It's
important.
and it's hard. I don't cry about many things. Don't get me wrong. I don't cry. I don't watch movies and I cry. It's like, and don't get me wrong. It's obviously if there's something really sad and it just touches me, then yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'll cry. But like, it's like I don't cry for many things. I was always that way growing. Starting to come into my being a teenager, and like I vividly just remember crying at things that I've worked hard for. It's just like that's usually what I cry the most about. And other than that, obviously I've been taught that, for loss, it's just part of life.
Yeah.
You celebrate it. You don't cry about it. There's only
Yeah.
one loss I've really ever cried about, and that was Scott. And that
Yeah.
was I think a lot of people did. And that's just mental health is all about that, and people, that's the thing. People are stuck up in assholes because they just have everything built up inside of them. They let it go one day, they would be a completely different person.
I agree. 100% agree, man. I really do. It's Yeah, and I when I do cry, mostly on movies, is it's happy tears, right? Like a
For
popping
sure.
son did something, or something at the end comes good. It's always good. But you're right, man. I've had these conversations with some writers off camera too about mental health, and it's a big part of our sport, and I wish more people would open up about it. And you're right, dude. If you just get it off your chest, like you will find out 10 times out of 10 what's depressing you. Everybody around you's went through the same thing, right?
Sure. I used to
So,
work with a mental coach. I used to work with a mental coach all the time, and I thought I was a mentally strong rider, and I was wrong.
yeah,
And don't get me wrong, like Dr. Jake Have has, you know, I don't we don't work one on one as much anymore, just because he's busy, I'm busy, and it's not that I don't need it. It's the fact where it's just like we're crazy busy, and I still, I see from what I've learned, I see points where yeah, sure, I can correct myself now. I can see it's just even saying things. It's the way you word things.
yeah,
That's just mental energy right there. That's your mental strength is all about what you say. It's not how you act, it's what you say.
yeah,
You can act some one way and say this words trying to kind of cover it up. Doesn't matter. I can see straight through that.
yeah. Me
It's
too.
it's crazy how our brain works and how we can kind of translate that into anything in the world.
Well, that and you feel the energy, right? Like you already know, like
For
why you
sure.
bullshitting? It's and I have a very good mate, Daniel Parker. He's a rider mindset coach too, Eli. We've chatted. Actually, went out there to in the UK. We hung out, stayed the night with him a couple nights, and he actually works with Finn Whedon that just won the our equivalent of to the junior super sport, super sport. Sorry, junior cup title out there in BSB, and I've had some conversations with him too about like because I'm it's interesting, right? Like having somebody there in your corner to where you can talk about anything, and they have a totally different view and perspective, right? And in the way that a rider thinks. So the way he approaches his riders, the way he mentally prepares them was very fascinating for me. Um,
For
it
sure.
was, yeah, and it helps him out a lot because I've talked to the riders too that he's actually worked with, and they're like, yeah, absolutely. It's sometimes that I see, obviously I got a lot of rider friends, and it's hard to get stuck in a rut. It's easy to get stuck in the rut on what you're doing wrong and just focus on that. Instead of that, focus on where you're good at, right? And instead of the areas you're not good at, but having a rider coach with you
For sure.
mentally talking to you, it makes a world of a difference. Um, it's almost like when the switch comes on, you see the self belief in yourself,
Oh, for sure.
right? And then it makes a difference. It's kind of like that old movie with Sylvester Stallone, Over the Top, the arm wrestler when he turns his hat backwards, right? That's when it's on. Yeah. Um, yeah, good stuff, man. Good
Mhm.
stuff, dude. So listen, 2023 is over. We're going
Mhm.
into 2024. What's the plans, Eli?
Busy, busy, busy. Um, I'm doing the Daytona 200. I'm going to be racing a Mike Jones Triumph in the Daytona 200.
Nice.
I will be racing the Loudon Classic again on my R6, and we're gonna be finalizing our plans. The press release should be coming out any day now of what we're doing for next year.
All right.
And I will be racing Junior Cup again. So
Okay.
for all the people that look at me and see a beard, yes, I am racing Junior Cup again. So
I,
I'm gonna be the old guy again. So
that's all right.
yeah, it's a busy year. I'm gonna do a full season of Arma. I'm gonna do a full season of Arma, the Vintage Festival or the Vintage Series. Me and Chris Constantino. I got a call right after Jersey saying, "Hey, what are you doing next week?" Bob Robbins called me, and I didn't really have any plans. He's like, all right, cool. Go on Southwest, book a flight to Alabama, and you're racing the Vintage Festival on this prototype bike. And it's a hand-built prototype bike that Chris has been working on for 25 years, and
Wow.
it's a sick bike.
I
We had a
bet.
problem when we were down there, sadly, but it is a sick bike. And yeah, so I'll be doing a full season of that with him. I'll be doing some Wera endurance races with Matthew Chapin. Me and him will be teaming up to do the endurance races. And yeah, so it's just gonna be a busy season. I'm gonna try doing as much Niemer, the Loudon series, as much as possible. And yeah, it's just gonna be a super busy year.
It's gonna be proper mega. And listen, my man Jake Marsh, dude, what is up, Jake? I can't wait to have our chat again. But he says he is always driving. He's talking about you, Eli. Past couple times you've been driving in the car. Yeah, you're right.
24/7.
So listen, dude,
I drive 24/7.
yeah, I'm trying to make Daytona. Obviously, I'll definitely see you. Will you be in Road Atlanta this year for the Junior Cup, right?
I don't know. I've never done a full season before. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And then of course you will be doing Jersey again, I assume. So
Of course.
yeah, right. So
You'll
yeah,
always count on me being in Jersey no matter what.
yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to hanging out again in Jersey this year for sure. So listen, man, what a year. I know we can't really talk too much about 100% of your plans, but you already gave a little bit of it away. But let's switch to your Florida trip right now, right? You're down there with Pro Tampa rider Chris Gladden, working with also people from the SFL Mini GP, my man Michael Carrera, Juju. So how's that going, man? How did all that come about, Eli?
So I go to college full time. I'm a full time student in college, so I don't really have a full time job. So during the winter and during the summer, I usually work for Motor Race Distributing, which is a Michelin Metis tire distributor. And yeah, so I work with them. And this year I called Stowe because Stowe is my tire guy, and he's been grateful enough to give me a job, give me extra money on top of the deal, whatever he's given me in my whole entire career, which is way too much. But you know, he's just always supported me and my dad over both of our careers. And you know, side note on that, real quick, I was just happy enough to, you know, I won Michelin its first ever Dash for Cash championship at Loudon, or at least first one in many years.
Right.
And put Michelin in the top 5 in the country for the Loudon Classic. So, you know, a lot of people don't run Michelins. It's rough to see because, you know, everyone's got their little Pirelli Dunlop fanboy club. And don't get me wrong, they're not bad tires. I've ran both tires and I love them, the Pirelli and Dunlops. But, you know, people are scared of change. That's another big thing in our sport that people really should be focusing on. People are scared of change. So, you know, I run the Michelins on the R6 and I ran them on the what is it called, on my 450 a call and asked them about this winter because, you know, I want to see if I can get some time working with them. The street's kind of slow right now. I don't know how much work I'll have for you. Okay, kind of sucks because I really don't want to get a brand new job. Like, don't want to do that just for a winter. So it was probably 9 o'clock at night. He texted me that, and I decided to put a post out on Facebook saying, not saying I will, but if anyone is interested in me coming down to Florida for a month and be coaching people, reach out. And if I get enough interest, I'll come out and do it. So Chris reached out to me and brought me this amazing opportunity to help put my name and put Pro Tampa and kind of evolve it to, it's Pro Tampa is it's for basic new riders coming off the street or advanced riders. Chris has a whole bunch of knowledge, but a lot of his clientele is more basic, newer riders. So they come, rent a bike, rent the Groms, do whatever, and we go out and coach them. And we do a lot of fundamentals. A lot of schools do a whole bunch of theory, which is great if you understand it. And but we do a lot of fundamentals. We kind of focus on that, and then just keep building on that. So he reached out to me. I worked with a kid named Cole. I worked with him for the last 2 days on, Thursday and Friday before Mini GP, because he was racing that. So Cole was awesome. We got a whole bunch of a lot of things with the Mini GP kids. It's like, if they have a really good base and foundation, we don't need to do too many changes. They're minor changes. It's just more I kind of get him more race prep. I kind of get him more in the mode to race, kind of do some racecraft stuff, do some consistency work. And, I started finding out that, his dad, Nick, they didn't really ever do any suspension changes on the Ovale, which he's been, getting used to, trying to figure out. And pretty much I became a part-time mechanic, part-time coach that day.
Nice.
All on Friday, I was just tuning his bike for him. I was doing suspension changes. And this is why it's so important for a rider to understand suspension for moments like this.
Yeah.
A lot of riders, if they get no suspension, some of them won't even help people when they need help. They just tell people to go somewhere else and go find someone to help them. I've always been taught, the helping thing. We have knowledge that we just hand out for free, and it doesn't matter. It's not a bad thing. It's helping someone, and if they beat you, that means they did something better than you. It's better to be equal and not have someone come up with excuses.
Yeah.
Because excuses run the sport,
That's a fact.
Excuses, don't get me wrong, I've made plenty of excuses. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I've made plenty of excuses. I'm really good at that sometimes. But the more I've grown up, the more I've seen, the more I've learned, excuses are just, good for the people who make them. There's no point in making excuses just to back yourself up. No one cares about you backing yourself up. I don't care who you are. Oh, well, this happened. It doesn't matter. You still didn't win. You didn't do it. If your front wheel fell off, that's a little different. That's not an excuse. That's just a problem.
Right.
There's a difference between there's a problem and there's an excuse. Excuses are, my right side, my underwear was riding up on my leg, and I couldn't focus, and this stuff happened. So it's just funny. But we worked pretty much on a lot of things with Cole, and I have another day coaching with Nick. He is up from Loudon, and wait, is it Nick or hold up? I'm blanking. Actually, is it Nick? No, I'm not sure. Maybe. I'm not sure. I forget his name sometimes. But we're working together, and he's gonna come down. He's gonna ride. We're gonna do some coaching. I'm also doing the Winter Throwdown next week. That will be streamed on the Motoamerica app. I'll be doing my first ever flat track race.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got to figure it out on Wednesday. I'm going to a private practice day on Wednesday. And I'm bringing my friend Ben Glotty with me so he can teach me. And, I've done enough dirt bikes and woods racing and road racing where I feel like I'll be able to kind of piece it together. So, I'll be racing the 4:50 a.m. class and the open AM class. So yeah, try going out there, have some fun, learn something different, and yeah, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be some cool experiences. But yeah, none of this would have happened without Kevin Grimmel. Kevin Grimmel is my dad met him racing Arma a few years ago, and I met him this year while I was doing the Pittsburgh 2-hour endurance, and I started talking to him, and he has let me stay at his house, giving me a place to stay, giving me a garage to put my bikes, giving me food on a plate, giving me everything I could ever ask for, and just doesn't for free. Doesn't matter. It's like, dude, you're down here. Do your job. We'll take care of the rest. And
That's awesome.
Can't thank him and his wife Denise enough for that. It makes it not. I was a little bit not worried about homesick, but I haven't really been. Don't get me wrong. I'm away from home every week, but I also go back home after the weekend.
All right.
But I've never been away for this long. So, and it's also not like it's a short drive. It's 22 hours away from home.
Yeah.
So, these guys have made it like family, and it's I can't thank them enough. So it's been an awesome time down here. I've been riding really good. I've been riding my 400 on the kart tracks. I'm feeling really good on the bike. I'm in really good shape right now. Just enjoying it, living life. It's a lot of people are scared to live life about the what ifs, and
that's facts.
This was a big what if. This was a very big what if, and I took the risk and was lucky enough to have it all come together and work out.
So, on these sessions, on these coaching sessions, Eli, how long is it? A half a day, a full day?
It depends on what the track time is. Let me get in. There we go. It's about, sometimes like when I do Chris Glandon stuff, it is it's 4 hours, because on Sundays at Bushnell, it's only a 4-hour track time. So that's how that is. But on Friday I did 9 hours.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a whole bunch of, and I don't charge by the hour. I just charge a day rate. I've been told by a lot of people I'm very cheap, and it's more for the fact where I know who I am. I know I don't have a name like a lot of other people. So it's, it doesn't matter, no matter who you are as a rider, doesn't mean you can not be a good coach. Some of the best coaches are some of the slowest riders. Hi, Kevin. Oh my God, what a present. Sorry, I just got the good pull the middle finger out of the pocket gift. Okay.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, so it's been, sorry, I was talking about the coaching. Yes, I'm very cheap. I don't charge much for all of that. I've been coaching for 7 years now, on and off with, I used to be a track and field coach. I coached for the Penguin Road Race School. I coached for Evolve GT. I coached for Mini GP. I coached for a whole bunch of people. And I love helping. It's just nice to see progression.
It is. It is. So is this something you're going to do in the future, is continue with Tampa Pro Rider once a year, or is this like a one-time deal?
Sure.
Or?
I think I'm going to be coming down to Florida for a month every year now.
Nice.
Until I have to either have a job or do something.
Yeah. I want to try to make it down there and play around with you guys. Of course, I'll be lapped or whatever, but I want to come down there and ride with all you guys. It will definitely be a lot of fun for sure, man. Dude, Eli, 2024 is gonna be proper mega, right? Pro Tampa rider,
yeah.
Dude, coaching kids. Is what's after racing, Eli? Like, is this something you would love to be able to do? A full-time job is actually coach full-time after racing?
I'd love to do anything. I'm going to school to become a gym teacher, coach, athletic director. That's what I'm going to school for in general. But I would like, obviously it's rare to have a job be a professional motorcycle racer. Don't get me wrong. I know
Right.
it's very rare. I've been told that since I was 6 years old that I'll never. Don't get your hopes up. So
Yeah.
I've always been taught that. It doesn't mean you can't make it happen though.
Facts.
I made. Last year I was very lucky to make a lot. A lot of money. I made a very healthy salary last year racing, and don't get me wrong, it was a rebuild year last year. It was I had to buy 3 different bikes. I had to buy a whole bunch of different stuff because it was just I changed plans and came back to it. So don't get me wrong. I didn't make any money personally, but I had an $80,000. I was at $80,000 in debt before the season, and I chunked off a lot more than half of it last year due to racing.
Nice.
So it's a blessing to be able to go out and make money like that, but it also puts in a whole bunch of work. But maybe I could make something out of it one day. You never know. We'll see how this year goes, and maybe it'll domino into something else for the years after. But I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, stay in my lane, and not let my head get out of the way.
That's right, dude. That's great, dude. I love it, dude. Eli, I love it, brother, man. So, how much longer are you gonna be down in Florida coaching?
I am heading down. I'm heading back next, not tomorrow, Monday, but the Monday after.
Okay. So, if
That'll be
anybody's
my month mark.
okay, so if anybody's watching, like, do you already have a full schedule for coaching already lined up for the remaining of the time, or for? Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm booked out, and I'm doing a mix where I'm trying to have some fun, trying to do some stuff for me. I'm trying to do coaching. I'm trying to do some stuff for me. I'm doing my own training, and I'm gonna go out and play golf with B Posh on
Nice.
Tuesday. We're gonna go out and have some fun. It's just I try mixing stuff around. I try keeping it new, keeping it refreshing, because if I just keep doing the same thing, you get stuck in a rut.
Yeah, that's a fact, dude. It is. In golf, man, what a mental game racing is too. So I play golf. I do like to play. I suck ass, right? I ain't gonna lie. But dude, I do like playing. I'm actually really good at Tiger Woods golf on the PlayStation. But in real life, man, it's yeah, that's something we'll have to do, Eli. We'll have to plan a vacation, man, a good weekend when no racing, nothing's going on, and fly out and stay with you guys, and yeah, we can go hit up the golf course and yeah, tee it off.
Sure.
Have a lot of fun. But man, so is there any way? Are you going to be doing like coaching in your home state at all? So if somebody, let's say, reached out to you and said, "Hey, Eli, I'm going to this track. Do you mind?"
I'll try. To be honest, I'll do any coaching anywhere. It's like, I could do coaching at OVRP in New York and Cuddybackville, and I could do New Jersey. I can do whatever. It depends on how my schedule is, but obviously, people want to reach out. I'm always down to coach. I'm always down to help. It just has to during the race season. It's a little busy, but doesn't mean I can't do it.
Yeah. So, man, that's awesome, dude. Look, we're almost an hour into this already. It's again, what an honor it is to have you on. Let's talk a little bit away from the racing. What your favorite food, Eli?
Oh man, red curry chicken.
Oh, dude, Thai food, the bomb, right? I love it. I love Thai food. Love the spice. Absolutely, man. Celebrity crush.
I'm back. Hold up. Sorry. Give me one
No,
second.
you're good.
Camera. I'm back. Celebrity crush. Oh man, that's a rough one. That's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
Right.
Let's think. Oh man. God, there's a lot of them. Jeez.
I know.
There's a lot of Instagram models out there.
That's a fact, dude. That is a fact. Every time I see one, I'm like, God damn. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Discover page makes me way too amped up.
Right.
Shit. let's do like celebrity crush. Are we gonna like find it down so it's a little easier, or like do it just any celebrity?
Just off the top of your head.
Layla Starr.
There you go. Layla Stark. She's absolutely.
Yep.
Good stuff,
Yep.
man. Good. Favorite book? Are you reading any books right now?
Absolutely not. I read at like a 4th grade reading level.
I listen to
I suck at
audiobooks.
It's not I suck at reading. It's just I don't like to read. But I do like the Valentino Rossi book. I always read that as a kid. The Valentino Rossi book was awesome.
Yeah, I actually have his autobiography signed by him and Marco Simoncelli. Yeah, proper, right? I had a guy because Valentino signed it first, and then I had Simoncelli, and the guy offered me $3,000 on the spot for it, and I said no.
Really?
Yeah, straight up. He's like, "I'll give you $3,000 for that right now." I was like, "Nope." Stuck it right in my backpack and walked off. See ya. Yeah, dude. So, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Neither. Well, I've never watched either.
Okay.
I mean, I guess like I could just say I've watched one Star Wars movie, so I guess we'll say Star Wars.
All right. Are you a Marvel or DC guy?
Haven't really watched any.
Okay. Not a TV guy then, right?
Nah, I tried not. I watch YouTube a lot. I'm big into YouTube.
Yeah, me too.
I watch YouTube way too much. But
all right. So what's on
really
YouTube then?
Good golf. Yeah.
Good golf.
Good golf. Bob does sports. Guys are the best.
Yeah.
So sick. I love that stuff.
I watch the hot ones on YouTube. I like that.
Oh,
of course,
anything
anything racing, dude. Isle of Man, TT, the Macau, you name it on YouTube. Actually, matter of fact, I was watching this but before we went live, I was actually watching this one guy posted this video of Anthony Gobert. He's always one of my favorites, like a 2-hour long whole thing on Anthony, the Go Show Gobert, right? Yeah, dude. He was awesome. Actually. And then I had Andy Ibbott on, which was, dude, what an honor to have him on the podcast. I'm looking forward to having him, but he actually sent me his new book. The performance writing.
Oh, really?
MotoGP. Yeah. He sent me this and then of course signed it for me. Right. That's what an honor, man. Yeah. I haven't started it yet. I'm really looking forward into getting into the book for sure. Yeah, man. So listen, Eli, I don't want to keep you too much longer because obviously you're at your final destination right now. But what
I'm in a golf course there.
Oh, okay. But I need you to stay on with me when we end the video because me and you got to go ahead and we'll talk about it. Yeah.
If there's questions or anything, I'm still here. I got you.
Okay. All right. So we'll just continue then. So do you like to cook yourself? Because I'm a cooker. I love to cook. So are you a cooker?
If I have time, yeah, I'll cook sometime. Not really. I'll go to Chick-fil-A instead. I go Chick-fil-A 4 or 5 times a week.
Bro, listen, my son, that is his favorite freaking place. I'm so tired of Chick-fil-A, dude. It's like
you can't
because but Eli, I've eaten everything on the menu, man. I get the grilled chicken nuggets, the regular chicken nuggets, the spicy chicken sandwich, the deluxe. That new pimento cheese one they had come out with was good.
Sandwich or regular chicken sandwich for me. Done. That's it. Then you get get large fry, large drink, dialed. You're absolutely dialed in.
I don't drink soda, so I get their lemonade.
That works too. I'm a big soda and Red Bull guy.
Yeah. I don't, man. I got bad ADHD, man. So growing up, my parents didn't. Instead of me being on medicine, they cut out pretty much all the sugars that they could. Don't get me wrong, I still got ice cream and Dr. Pepper every once in a while, but I don't. You won't never find me with a Dr. Pepper in my hand unless I'm carrying it for my son or my wife. Soda's such a diuretic, even tea for me, man. Like as soon as I drink it, I immediately got to go to the bathroom. It's just because I don't ever drink it, man. So it's like foreign to my body. As soon as I drink it, it's like I got to go. So yeah, man, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff, dude. I can't wait to meet up again and hang out in Jersey. And I'm gonna really try to make Daytona.
Yeah,
for sure. Oh, favorite music. What's on the playlist?
Dude, that's a hard question because there's
so much. I know.
as the question asked before, do I ever not drive? Dude, I drive way too much. So my like song playlist is like 3,000 songs deep. Like I got EDM, rap, country, pop, hip hop. Got a whole bunch of stuff. You know, it's just I got rock. I got old school rap. I got old school rock. I got old school pop songs. It's everything's flowing. It
Yep.
depends on the day.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm the same way. I get asked that too. I'm like, dude, I listen to everything. It just depends on the mood and the day that I'm in, right? It could be
Yeah,
Young Dolph, it could be CCR, it could be, I mean, it just Michael Jackson. It just depends, man. It really does.
I could be listening to Severe Punishment by freaking Wu Tang and then have some country hot up on right after and some jam out to the same way.
Yep,
Jam
it's straight rocking.
hip hop.
I this guy I used to work with would be like, "How the fuck do you do that?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Bro, you be jamming rap, and the next thing you know, it goes in the country, and you just over there just jamming to it the same way. Don't even skip a beat." I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's yeah, you just got to be into it. That's being in the zone and the vibes of the music, right? And the mood
Yeah,
you're in. It's man, it's good stuff, bro. Absolutely good stuff." But yeah, buddy, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I'm gonna go and go pick up my son from his buddy's house that he stayed the night. But yeah, just bear with me for a minute when we end the video. But Eli, listen, what an honor it is to have you back on here.
thank you
Um,
having me on, man.
yeah, listen, looking forward to you co-hosting with me some too as well. Tell everybody where they can find you at, how they can get in touch with you for the coaches and all that good stuff.
Instagram, Eli Block underscore. Um, Facebook is Eli Colby. It's confusing. Um, it's my middle name. They didn't accept Block as a last name on Facebook. Don't know why.
Yeah, it's
Um, it's really about it. You know, it's I try posting on YouTube every once in a while. I don't. I'm not
yeah,
gonna. And then yeah, that's really about it. You know, I mean, if you really want to, you can look at my TikTok and see the key feature videos if you want.
which are
If
awesome.
you want to lose your brain cells, you can watch the videos. Watch my Boston Northeast accent come out.
It's awesome. I love it.
And yeah, it's about it really. So my TikTok, my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. It's really all you can find me. And yeah, reach out to me on anything. Send me a message or DM, and yeah, just if you guys are ever interested in coaching, anything. If you have questions, I have time to answer. I am willing to and wanting to answer people. I love helping.
Absolutely. And you know what we need to do? We need to get you a club number 9 or whatever number it is, to where you can sell like a certain amount, like, 100 slots at, whatever, $50 a slot, get your name on the race bike or a t-shirt or a hat or something, right? That would be cool, man. Maybe that's something you can yeah, we'll chat. But anyway, listen, I appreciate everybody that watched the podcast and that's gonna watch it. You guys already know the deal. It'll be out on Spotify, iHeart, and all that good stuff tomorrow. Thanks, Paul and Franklin, Jake Marsh, Michael, dude, everybody, Cook. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Yeah, so stay tuned. Big things coming up for Eli. Can't wait. Can't wait. But anyway, until next time, you guys know who I are, as my man Cool Jules always says, right? Chris, the whole effing show, Simcoe, and my man Eli Block. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful day. See you guys.
Peace.